I just want to call this out to you. You may be able to infer it on your own anyway. Um, this is the link here. This is the primary link to the Patient Bill of Rights and the Affordable Care Act. The way that the Parity Act was written was that parity was mandated, but only if you offered mental health and substance use disorder benefits in the first place. Well, you hear me say that, and you read this, and you think, well, Paul, well, what kind of, uh, how much brain power does it take to realize that you've left this glaring loophole in the legislation? Well, because it's not because someone forgot, it's because every piece of legislation has to go through bipartisan haggling. And so one of the things that happened in the haggling process between those in Congress that were in favor of this Parity Act and those that were not was this negotiation that, hey, parity will support parity, but you can't mandate that people have to offer those benefits in the first place. So it wasn't until Patient Bill of Rights in 2010, right, a few years later, from 2008, a couple years later, that it really made the Parity Act solid. Because without it, there's a loophole. And, well, what does that also do? What is the other kind of unintended consequence, if you will, or intended consequence, depending on what side of the fence you were on this piece of legislation? Was that does that incentivize health plans in 2000? After this was passed, to offer mental health and substance use disorder benefits? Of course not. And it does the exact opposite. If you're an executive or a bean counter, and you say, or you're being counter appointed executives, you say, well, it's really not in our interest to offer these benefits in the first place. We're disincentivized from doing that. So Patient Bill of Rights changed all that because after 2010, every health plan had to offer these, and thus made the Parity Act truly kind of fully whole, if you will.